I see this all the time in my comments. Anytime I talk about DUI charges and DUI offenses, a lot of people say that those people should be in prison for the rest of their life. But what I think the distinction here is people are confusing the difference between a DUI charge, which is driving under the influence, with something such as a vehicular manslaughter case. Now, vehicular manslaughter is a type of charge that could involve alcohol. A person could be driving under the influence that results in a crash that kills another person, but not all DUI cases are like that. A DUI is simply when you're driving a vehicle with a blood alcohol level over a 0.08. It doesn't require anybody passing away. It doesn't require any person to be hurt or harmed. It doesn't require any kind of car accident to happen. All that requires is that you were driving a motor vehicle and your blood alcohol results were 0.08 or higher. Now, DUIs in general can be very emotional cases. Many people can tell you sob stories about how a loved one passed away from a DUI person. A DUI driver hit their loved one, their mother, their father, or someone, and it devastated them and ruined their family. But the difference, though, is that's not a DUI charge. That's potentially a DUI causing death charge. That is a vehicular manslaughter charge, but it's not a typical DUI charge. So although it is very emotional for these people that are in these situations, which makes sense, they've suffered a tragedy, they've lost a loved one. It's not the same thing. A DUI is focusing specifically on a person driving under the influence without any harm or injury to another person. Now, a DUI can cause harm, which is why it's always safe for a person to Uber instead of trying to drive while having a few drinks in their system. But it is a completely different criminal section. Now, can a DUI charge become something such as a vehicular manslaughter type of charge? It's possible. A DUI charge, as we mentioned, is something where you're just driving under the influence and then you get stopped, your blood alcohol results are higher over the limit, and you get arrested for a DUI. Vehicular manslaughter can be something that involves alcohol or not. A DUI can evolve itself into a vehicular manslaughter with use of alcohol as part of your charge. If you're driving under the influence, you get into an accident and someone passes away. Typically, what they're looking at is things known as gross negligence, where they're talking about how safe you were driving. And it's not a subjective rule, it's objectively speaking. Were you driving in such a criminally negligent way that because of you driving under the influence, because of the way you were driving, that you were the cause and proximate cause of the death of another human being? That's where the charges elevate. A DUI, some people say, can be a slap on the wrist. Something such as a gross vehicular manslaughter or something involving an alcohol vehicular manslaughter are much more serious, where you're looking at up to 10 years in a state prison for a charge like that. On the other side, a DUI, first offense, no prior record, you're looking at up to 6 months in county jail. The more serious vehicular manslaughter charge can be done with ordinary or gross negligence. Ordinary negligence is something where a person is driving a motor vehicle, they're on their phone, or they're doing something that shows that they're not being attentive to their driving, and because of that, that resulted in an injury. It gets to become gross negligence from ordinary negligence when that becomes much more severe, where a person is driving in such a way that they are directly knowledgeable in any objective sense that their driving will lead to someone potentially getting hurt. When you add alcohol to that, that's when it becomes even more serious, where you're looking at up to 10 years in state prison for a charge like that.